Carlos Martinez recommends an expert analysis of U.S. attempts to thwart China's rise as a global power. The U.S. versus China: Asia's New Cold War by Jude Woodward, Manchester University Press, £22.50. China's rise is the most significant development in modern history since the collapse of the Soviet Union. It is a profoundly positive advance, with hundreds of millions lifted out of poverty and China transformed from a technologically backward and underdeveloped country into a global powerhouse. Increasingly, it is a world leader in environmental preservation and in the pursuit of a new type of globalization based on cooperation and shared prosperity. But not everyone is pleased with this rebalancing of the global balance of forces. For the political leadership of the Western imperialist countries, China's rise is a source of intense concern, threatening as it does the US-led status quo in international relations. As Jude Woodward points out in this book, the U.S. in particular remains unreconciled to China's rise and has therefore made China containment, slowing down or reversing its growing influence and economic strength, the cornerstone of its foreign policy. Yet limiting China's rise will not be easy and will likely prove impossible. China will very soon replace U.S. as the world's largest economy, and its growth is not only benefiting the rich but is contributing to a rapid increase in wages, social welfare and quality of life for the working class and peasantry. This means that the Chinese government and ruling Chinese Communist Party enjoy broad popular legitimacy and, consequently, it's difficult to destabilize China from within, unlike in the USSR, where a sluggish economy contributed to a certain ambivalence in relation to defending socialism. China has also become a hugely important investment and trading partner to dozens of countries around the world. As well as providing an alternative source of investment for poorer countries, Chinese investment in markets have served to make its growth a pivotal factor in the global economy. Thus, even among the U.S.'s traditional allies, there is some reluctance to join in with a strategy of China containment. In steps Donald Trump, and, if there is anything consistent in his foreign policy, it is hostility to China and an urge to preserve U.S. supremacy at all costs. During his election campaign, he talked constantly about China stealing U.S. jobs, engaging in state-sponsored hacking and generally using our country as a piggy bank to rebuild China. Steve Bannon, up until August this year the most influential member of Trump's inner circle, confidently predicted in March 2016 that we're going to war in the South China Sea in 5 to 10 years, there's no doubt about that. And only a few weeks ago, he told the New York Times that 100 years from now, this is what they'll remember, what we did to confront China on its rise to world domination. With limited room for maneuver in economic terms, the U.S. is majorly ramping up its physical presence in the Pacific in order to pressure China and ensure U.S. domination of international waters. It is turning up its rhetoric against North Korea in the most dangerously irresponsible way, in order to justify its increased naval presence and to strengthen hawkish elements in Japan, South Korea and Taiwan, and to undermine popular opposition to its THAAD anti-ballistic missile defense system, which in reality targets China. As Woodward points out, this aggressive policy is analogous to the tactics the U.S. pursued against the USSR over the course of the 20th century Cold War. The endgame is a Prouse military, economic and diplomatic noose around China that can be tightened to veto, punish, pressure or threaten China and narrow its options on a range of issues. Thus, this book provides a timely, thorough and accessible path to understanding the US-China confrontation, which is surely the most significant dynamic in global politics today. In just 260 pages, the author provides a surprisingly detailed account of China's rise, the different threads of U.S. opposition to that rise, and the multitude of devices being employed by the U.S. in its bid to see off the Asian challenge and secure a new American century. Woodward counsels that it would be far better for the U.S. to change its anti-China stance, promote peace and accept a role in a new, multipolar world order. Excellent advice. But whom the gods would destroy they first make mad. Related tags.